Okay, so finally the criminal who ploughed himself into a crowd of people in Liverpool has finally been identified. It is the car. Like, just look at this title here, that the vehicle ploughs into fans. It isn't anyone driving the vehicle. I mean, who cares about who is driving the vehicle? The important thing is that the vehicle itself crashed itself into these people. And then you realize, oh, the car was being driven by somebody. It was being driven by a man. But Merseyside police said it had arrested a 53-year-old white British man. That's why you would rather point the fingers at the car crashing itself rather than looking at the actual perpetrator. Why? Because the perpetrator does not fit your agenda. Like, let's be fully honest with ourselves here. If this was a Muslim guy, if this was a brown guy, if this was a black guy, if this was an immigrant, it would have been on the news 24/7. As usual, his passport would have been like, just a few feet away from his body. They would have probably ended him anyway. It would have been all over news. It would have been like a national security issue. But this 53-year-old white guy, bless him, he was high on drugs. I mean, I literally went on to Sky News Live, and this is the big news right now, that the king is in Canada and he's doing like an opening ceremony for the Canadian Parliament. Like, that's the breaking news. I'm telling you, if this was a Muslim guy, white, brown, immigrant guy, it would have been all over the news. But instead, these are the top stories of today. Nigel Farage and Reform UK. Another case of deportation order being revoked. Someone's body was found somewhere. Yeah, you got this one going on as well. Obviously, way more important than what happened in Liverpool. Something going on about the NHS. Again, when the news first came out, I said to the boys, like, you know what? I just hope it's not some Muslim guy. I hope it's not like an immigrant, brown, black guy. Because we're not going to hear the end of it. It would have been a national security issue. It would have been all across the papers, all across the news, media outlets, wherever, you name it. It would have been all over the place. But because it doesn't fit a certain media narrative, because it does not fit a certain government agenda, then you know what, it's not actually newsworthy. The news in this day and age is not really about what's happened. It's about what we can twist and manipulate to further spread our own aims, our own propaganda. And essentially, in this day and age, how do we turn the majority on the minority and make the minority look as though they are the reasons for the destruction and the decline of the nation, instead of those who are really responsible, who are the politicians and the capitalists and the elite who run the country. A typical case of deflecting the blame elsewhere so that you get away scot-free.